Hello, beautiful souls. This is Vanita Kumar, also known as Twinflameunion, bringing you guys in this week's pep talk and empowerment. Seeing someone's name or initials, most likely name, because initials won't trigger you this, that you do not like. Don't ask me. I get this question all the time in the most watched video in this channel. I have so many people that will click on to that particular video on why do you see names and initials. And I decided to actually do another video on this. It was a viewer's request because I guess the answers that I gave just wasn't good enough. So hopefully in this video, some of you will understand why you actually see names of those people that you do not like. We do know what that is. It could be your twin flame. I'm going to get into that. It could be your soulmate. I'm going to get into that. It could be your colleague, your coworker, and so forth. This is going to be a video that probably will resonate to some of you, if not all of you. Regardless, we will dive deep into this particular video. But before we actually begin, show reels. And welcome back. For those that are new to this channel, welcome. Please do not forget to hit like, share, and subscribe, as well as hit the notification bell. I've got over 200 videos in this channel, all in a very good synchronized playlist, so you can actually look at that. And if you don't want to go through my playlist, you can always search under Vanita Kumar or Twinflameunion and then the topic, and see on the search bar what will show up in the YouTube tab. Having said that, if you want to book any private sessions with me, you can do so as well. Link is in the description box. You can purchase and book directly from there. I will recommend you guys to follow all my social media accounts. The links are in the description as well, so you can go directly there. Reason why being because I find that a lot of people want coaching sessions from me, but they cannot afford it, or they don't have the money, that sort of thing. So this would be an opportunity for you guys to get into the draw, and I will from time to time make that announcement in that particular whatever you call it, social media. I just did that this morning for Twitter. So anybody that's following me on Twitter, they'll get a chance to actually follow me. To get into that contest. And I'm going to actually make a draw next week for those that actually will enter. Of course, you have to be my follower in order for that to happen. That's only for my followers. So it just gets you a chance to get into a free coaching session, which is about $150 US worth. It's quite a bit of money for a lot of you guys. So it just kind of gives you an opportunity to, get a one-on-one coaching. It is my #1 bestseller, believe it or not. And you guys are very lucky because I have taken coaching sessions, and the type of coaching sessions that I offer to people, I don't get them back. I wish that was the case. And, you guys are just simply very, very lucky to get the services that you get from me, because, I don't get the same back from people. And I have gone to people. It's not that this journey is just exclusive to you guys and not to me, right? I still have to go through the same challenges as you guys do. So with that, today's topic is going to be, why do you see someone's name that you don't like. It could be one person, it could be multiple people. You know, you're here for a reason, so it is, it is what it is. It's very simple. And yeah, I decided to kind of break it down for the purpose of this video. For those that do like somebody and you are getting, signs, or you're getting names, like pop up and all that sort of thing, you can go to that video. I will link it in the description so you can actually click on that video as well. It was one of my earlier videos that I had done, and like I said, it's getting the most views in my channel. Don't know why. And I'm gonna tell you off the bat, if you guys are just looking at the topic and not watching the entire video and then asking me the same questions, I won't answer it in the comments, because the whole idea is that you watch the video to understand the logic behind all of that, because that's what you're clicking this video for. It's you have to put in that work, however long this video duration is going to be, in order to understand it, right? If you are just asking me questions, same questions that I will explain to you in this video, I'm not going to answer. And I do the same thing with the other video as well, because I have given all the reasons there. And if you still don't get it, then nothing can help you. I don't know what else to tell you, because and this is not just twin flame people or spiritual people that are clicking on to this video. It's everybody that is on YouTube trying to look for answers. So then you need to just ask your own questions and answer them however way it feels. So that's why I'm saying it this way, because I get a lot of redundant questions of the same thing that I'm actually explaining in the video. So just off the bat, I'm just telling you guys not to do that, because I'm going to just ignore those questions. So why do you see names of those people that you do not like? Why is the universe showing you this? There is no coincidences in any journey, whether you are awakened to a spiritual journey or you're not. It doesn't matter. The law works for everybody. I've been kind of diving deep into this aspect lately, because I think that a lot of people don't understand this concept. There is no such thing that the sunshine only shines on you and then doesn't shine on your neighbor or your coworker or your family or your pet. It is shining equally to everybody in that particular time frame that is shining, right? It's not picking and choosing that, okay, I don't like this person and I'm going to do that. So that's the way the universe works. It's giving you equal opportunity. What you do with that is where your journey becomes different from the other, right? Otherwise, everybody's living the same life. Whatever experiences you are getting is going to be very, very different from everybody else. This is what makes you unique and what makes them unique to you. It's just the way that, we have been cultured, and, we've been conditioned, and you can see that very plain and clearly. So that part you guys understand. So how is it that suddenly you guys are getting aware of the fact that this name is coming so much in front of you? It comes to everybody, but nobody else will notice it as much as you do, because you are aware of it. It's your consciousness. Everything is consciousness. So it all depends on just how much you are awakened to be able to see something like that and see a repetitive pattern. Everybody sees the same things that you do, but not everybody is going to be aware of it. That's the difference between you and others. If some of you didn't understand that part. So everything is a mirror. Okay? Everything is an inner reflection of your outer, like everything that is on your outer being is an inner reflection of you. It's a direct reflection of your inner state, of your own consciousness, of your own being, right? So when that is the case, you will see the good and the bad. There's no such thing as only seeing good things and then you won't see bad things. I mean, it doesn't work, right? There is a yin and the yang. That's the good and the evil. Everything has a balance in this world. There's a male and a female. It's a balance. It's whether it's gender or energy, whichever way you want to look at it, it is life. This is how life is created, right? So that everybody understands. It's no different. Even if you are feminine and male, you know, same sex, doesn't matter. Everybody has that. Everybody has that balance of polarity. So what I'm trying to say is that if you are seeing somebody's name that you do not like, there is a reason for it. Nothing is without a reason. And that's what you need to reflect and figure out as to what this means to you. It's not a question that anybody else can ask you. I can give you some guidance on it and then just see from there how this works. Okay? Of course, if it's a person that you see the name of course that person is also thinking of you. Whether good or bad, even in that video I said the same thing, that they're thinking about you. But you can also think about people that you don't like, right? And they can think about you as well. It doesn't, because liking and not liking is all attached to emotion. And if you've heard this saying, right, emotion is energy in motion, right? It's true. So it's still deriving from the feeling that it's evoking, right? So it's no different than you seeing somebody's name that you absolutely like. It's the thoughts are there, whether good or bad, right? It could, if you're liking somebody and that person's name shows up, you know that the person's thinking of you, is probably missing you, you know, all those kind of things. It's in a lighter way. And if it's somebody that you don't like, then, you know, you're gonna think about all the things that, you know, you don't like about that person, right? Why they make you angry? Why do they make you sad? Why do they, you know, trigger you in some way, right? And it's probably mutual, because one thing you will notice, because everything is energy, if you do not like somebody, chances are that they don't like you either. It's just the way it is, right? It's that simple. And you can give any meaning to any of this stuff, that is up to you, but you can test that law in any shape or form. Think about a sibling that you don't get along with, right? You don't get, it takes two people to not get along, right? It's you and them, and there's things about you that they don't like, and there's things about them that you don't like. So it's the same concept. Everything is kind of that way. It's just the way that the life works, right? You don't have to make more sense to this than what it is. So if you are seeing their names, people that you don't like, it is again that inner reflection of you that is getting pictured in your outer reality as a mirror effect, which means that there is something that is there within you that you need to actually dive into to figure out what that is. I'll give you a few scenarios here and see how this actually applies. There is probably somebody at work, you know, maybe your boss, your colleague that you don't like, and then you see their goddamn name everywhere. I'm just saying, right? Because that's frustrating. Like, why is it that I'm seeing this person's name? So if that is the case, then you have to ask, okay, I am seeing this name everywhere. It's popping everywhere. I turn the TV on and it's there. I look at this name and it's there. I see it on billboards. I see it on social media. What is this meaning to me? Why am I seeing this person's name? And I don't want to be reminded of this person, and yet this person is in my energy field. Why? Right? So you need to go into your awareness and ask yourself that question, because nobody else can answer you that question. unfortunately. It's where this journey is self reflection, and you need to actually reflect on that and to figure out what that is. You probably have your reasons, and they probably are justified. I'm not saying that they're not, right? But that's where you need to heal and work on it to give it a different kind of outcome, maybe a different kind of self-concept, right? Again, I just had a life and I really heavily went into that self-concept aspect. Self-concept is basically how you view that person or that situation, and that is basically what it is. So it is definitely your concept around that person, you know, your viewpoint and all that sort of thing. How you actually can, you know, change it to a different outcome, right? Or a different outlook. I'm going to tell you at the end of the video how to go about revising that. So that is something that I will actually do, but I just want to give you guys some kind of idea. And I'm pretty sure this is already resonating because you kind of understand that this is the sequence where I'm actually leading this topic to. So a lot of times, you know, it's also you're seeing names of your family members maybe, and then you need to figure out why that is the case, especially if you don't have a good relationship with your mom or your dad or your sibling, and then you're seeing their name and then you're like, why am I getting this? Why are they showing up in my dreams? And sometimes they do show up in dreams. I'm talking about colleagues and bosses and stuff like that too, because, you know, if they are triggering you, they're making you angry, then you are associating your emotions with them, and very strong ones too. So of course that will outpicture into your dreams as well, and they will come in your dreams for some sort of communication, good or bad. You know, we don't know, right? Like that all depends on what you're actually inviting. But that's basically what it is. So you need to figure out where things went wrong, right? There is very seldom, I mean, sometimes people have really negative energy and you just kind of feel that, but chances are there is a history of some sort that is happening between, that has been there, good or bad, that allowed you to get where you guys are. Some sort of misunderstanding, some sort of history, some ego situation, maybe some backlash, maybe you know, you guys not seeing eye to eye about certain things. Maybe it's just your energy, maybe it's their energy. It could be a lot of things and a lot of factors. You only know what that is. So you need to actually answer that question as to why where it all started, right? Get to the bottom of that situation to see where this situation started, because I mean, if you're watching this video, obviously you don't want to see their names. So start off with some of the healing aspects of it and figure out how it all actually started. And then the next question that you need to ask is, how can I make this better, right? Because there is this saying that once you shift your energy, then everything else shifts around you, which means that if you shift your perspective of that person and maybe, you know, shift it into a more lighter aspect, maybe forgiveness, or, you know, you don't have to forgive even if you don't want to, but you can go into a better state where you feel like, okay, I'm going to just kind of let go of what has happened and start off fresh. How many times have you guys done that in your life? I know that you guys have. So you can just kind of forget the old and then start fresh and see if that thing will shift as well. So it's just something to work on, right? And the reason why this all shows up, you know, is so that you actually heal on some level, because it's teaching you some sort of soul lesson. Some lesson is being taught here, and that's why you are seeing all this stuff. And what you need to figure out is what lesson that is. Everybody's going to have a different lesson because every scenario is going to be different, but that's what that is showing you. Another one that is very, very common that I get as a comment is your specific person that you liked, or your twin flame, but the thing is, something went sour in your connection, and now you don't want to see their names. And every time you see their names, it's triggering you because you're like, why? So I'm going to explain to you regarding your twin flame. If you are seeing your twin flame's name and you don't want to see because you want to forget them, or you want to, just kind of move on with your life, then I have news for you. For those people that are twin flames, good luck. And it's not going to ever happen. You cannot cut cords with them. You cannot get rid of them. So the more you try, the more it gets more heavy. More heavy signs will show up because you are trying too hard. So, if you do see their name, twin flames, just send them love and say, okay, looks like you're thinking about me too. And deep down, you know that you don't actually hate them because they don't either. That's what that is, okay? For those that are twin flame viewers that are really triggered regarding this topic, this is for you guys. You can laugh. You can get some anger therapy done. That's not a bad idea. Good way to get anger therapy done. And this is for anybody. You can write their name in a book, right? And then what you can do is just write it in bold, like with a marker or with a really heavy pen. And you can put a lot of anger in there and then just go nuts, tear the pages and just destroy the book. You can scream, you can shout, you can call them names, do whatever you want to do. If that's going to help you, probably will. And then once you are done that, and then you just, you can recycle it because it's done, your energy is on it. Or you can burn it and then throw the ashes into, flush it down the drain with water, or, scatter the ashes somewhere, river, sea, or, to your plants, whatever makes you feel better. It's your therapy. You can figure out how that works, but it does work. Maybe that's going to make you guys feel better. So yeah, regarding twin flames or somebody on a very heavy soul connection, if you're seeing their names, it's because they cannot get you out of their system as well. It's not only you, it's not one-sided. So that's that. Okay. If because something somewhere went sour, and that's the lesson, right? You guys had the lesson, and that's why it's being reflected to you. And then another aspect that I want to talk about is fear, doubts. That's very, very important, because anybody that you are seeing their names and is triggering you, then at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, well, why is this triggering me? And what is it trying to show me? And what is the meaning behind this? And how do I overcome it? Right? You can stay positive all day, all night long, and this will not change the fact that you're gonna be still seeing it. Because again, this is an inner reflection of your of yourself that is getting outpictured into your physical reality. A lot of people that wonder about this is, like, this particular video was for a viewer that could not understand when I was explaining it in the comments regarding third party. This person is seeing third party name all the time, and every time it does, it triggers the person, gets mad, gets frustrated, and the person didn't understand why this was being the case. So I replied that it is because everything is a mirror, and all this stuff is your fear, your emotions, your doubts that are creeping up into your physical reality and is actually getting out pictured through their name. What this means is that I'm pretty sure, of course, it's something that's happening on a subconscious level, or maybe some people are not aware. This is where you have to deep dive in to really know these kind of things, this aspect, to see and understand why this is happening. Because again, it's an inner work situation. And I'm pretty sure the reason why this person is seeing third party name is because the third party situation, so their specific person and their partner or their love interest or whatever it is being shown to them because they are thinking about that situation a lot. Meaning that they are wondering if they will ever leave their third party person and start something with them, or it doesn't matter whether it's a karmic relationship or whatever, right? But that's basically what it is. The fears around that, the fear that your particular person, whether it's your twin flame, soulmate, SP, specific person, that is what SP means, they are not going to ever leave that third party and start something with you. So that's that fear there, the doubt there, the doubt that there's going to be any kind of relationship between you and them. They just focused on that person. And a lot of it is also jealousy, because it is, they are with somebody else and you are not in kosher with that idea that this person is with them. So that's why it's being outpictured to you, where you actually see them through their names and you're reminded of that aspect of the third party. Because as soon as you see the third party's name, then what's happening is the whole thing comes back and you actually know that you start thinking about that situation. So it is still, again, your inner reflection. How do you fix all that? This is the video, at the end of the video, where you actually pay attention to what I'm going to say. It's called revision. Revision derives from the law of assumption, part of manifesting. And this is very heavy that Neville Goddard taught. And I finally actually understood his teachings. It took me a few years to understand the revision part. So how actually you revise it is that you just before you can do this in you can relax and lie down or sit in a comfortable position and become in a drowsy state. A drowsy state usually is when you are just going into the pre-meditation state, where you're actually doing your grounding exercises. If you don't know what that is, then check out some of my guided meditations, because that's what I do. I actually take you guys through that meditative state, through the chakras. Usually that's what it is. I do it that way. I don't know about everybody else. I know there's different kinds of guided meditations out there, but I do it this way. I take you guys, blow it through the chakra system. So that way you guys are really, really opened up. All your chakras are opened. And then when it's open, then you can actually receive it. So try going into the sleepy, drowsy state. And then after that, you can go back in that time of that situation, because the situation is where it led you to where you are, where you're watching this video. So everybody has that situation. So go back to that situation and then relive that experience, but instead of having a unfavorable outcome, you give it a favorable outcome. You give it another outcome where it was something that was going to be a little bit better. I suggest you script it before you actually go into it, and it shouldn't take you too long. You don't have to go there for hours and do this. You should be able to do it between 5 to 10 minutes of time frame. Do that, and that's gonna really help. And do it over and over again until you feel better about that situation. Okay? And how you're going to know that it's actually worked is when you see their name the next time and you actually will feel good about it. You're not going to feel bad about it. You're not going to get triggered. You're not going to get mad. You're not going to get pissed off. You're not going to be swearing. You're not going to be doing any of those things. So when you next time see their name, you're going to be in a better state. It's not something that you can actually just switch off and say, no, I'm going to think positive. There is no such thing. You're not going to be able to do it. It's not going to work. The only way it's going to work is kind of changing your state. And how you change your state is a good tool to do it through is revision. And that will actually assist in getting you guys in a different state. Another way that you can do this as well is just before you go to bed, when you go into a state akin to sleep, which is a sleepy, drowsy state, you can go just before you are just about to go to sleep. You can imagine, going through that scenario and giving it another outcome. And then what will end up happening is that your subconscious mind is going to get impressed. And with that, it's going to help you to kind of overcome this thing that you are experiencing. So hopefully this video assisted you guys in another explanation of what is happening. And if you guys are seeing people's name that you do not like, it's teaching you a lesson. At the end of the day, you have to figure out what lesson this is and why this is happening to you and how you can overcome it. And if you still don't get it, you can book a session with me and I can help you work through this block, because at the end of the day, it is a block and you need to figure out why this is happening to you. Everything has a reason. There is no coincidence, and every synchronicity is here to teach us something, good or bad. And in this case, it is teaching you a very valuable lesson on the bad side, which will have a better outcome if you heal and move forward. And I don't know if I actually mentioned this in the beginning of my announcements, but I am working on now how to manifest your specific person or your soulmate, your twin flame. I'm going to be actually doing those modules. It's going to be most likely a 10 module course, just like I did with some of my previous programs that I have in my website. So I'm going to be actually working on a lot of these kind of things, because everything is a self-concept, and I'm going to actually show you guys that everything is possible when you put your mind to it. With that, this was Twin Flame Union. All the best, and I hope that this video gave you guys some clarification. And if you need to heal from this, you have a tool now how to heal it. Take care and stay blessed.